And hello everybody, and we welcome you to N.E.W. Turmoil from Liverpool, right down the road from the compound. We join you on a historic night, after trials, after tribulations, after outright insanity. We hope to bring back some kind of order tonight, Erwin, in N.E.W, but it won't be in the main event, that's for damn sure, because we have a last man standing between Jimmy Falcon and the 7-time World Heavyweight Champion, the man who was the first guy out, controversially in my opinion, in EFW's title shot and cannot be 100% tonight, Snake.
Well, my God, what a main event that's going to be.
Tremendous,
But
isn't
we've
it?
got a long way to go before then. Of course, I'm even on this card tonight.
Are you? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I've got to face Chris Jones to try and get a spot in the N.E.W. rankings tonight.
Wow.
As part of the reshuffle.
Well, that has to be... No offence, buddy, but I didn't really foresee you getting another shot at that title anytime soon with this new restructuring because of your broadcasting duties, so that is a surprise tonight.
Well, myself, I also thought Adrian Goldman might accidentally miss me off the list, but he probably knew I'd kick up a fuss if he did.
Well,
Number 6 is a pretty good opportunity, if you ask me.
You know what, Owen, I'm really not sure where this paranoia comes from about you and Adrian Goldman. To be fair, he's willing to let bygones be bygones as far as I know. And he sees you as arguably the future voice of N.E.W. after old Max rides off into the sunset.
Well, that may be the case, but I've got a long time in that ring yet, you believe me.
Well, we're going to kick it off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what could be an incredible start to the evening. It's going to be a triple threat table match between the Prodigy, Doctor, and the former Intercontinental Champion, Alex Crom.
Well, and of course, these matches are kind of being thrown in by Adrian Goldman, simply due to the fact that all the rankings are in lockdown. The title matches are basically down to his decision until each ranking is slowly unlocked once the reshuffle is complete and the 10 competitors are found.
Well, yeah, I've always found, I don't know why, but I've always found the Prodigy's entrance rather eerie. There's something about it, something about this young man's past that doesn't quite sit right with me. 5'11", 139 pounds from Bangor, Maine. Whatever it is about that past that doesn't quite sit right. He is an incredible talent here in the N.E.W. He's yet to hold gold here, I believe, in the N.E.W. So this is a great opportunity for the Prodigy tonight.
Well, of course, for the longest part of his career so far, he has not taken his opponents seriously enough. However, in the past month or so, since Kobayashi was essentially exiled to EFW, that entire attitude has changed dramatically.
Yeah, I believe Kobayashi, of course, is going to make a statement of intent on our next EFW show about his future, so that could be an interesting one. But tonight, we're starting off with a bit of traditional carnage here. This ain't ballet, this is EFW.
These three no stranger to each other, trying to work up the TV Now UK rankings in the past.
Yes, the Doctor is in, 6'3", 364 pounds, from the great wrestling county of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. A bizarre young man.
I don't believe he was trained in the dungeon, but quite frankly, at 6'3", I don't think he'd have fit.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Doctor is huge, he's a powerhouse. You know, I had a nightmare the other night about this guy and Ray Sullivan going at it.
Well, that would be a match to see.
I think it'd be a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. Two of the strongest guys in the N.E.W. as a whole are Ray Sullivan and this man, in my opinion, the Doctor. I mean, the things that this guy can do, consider he's very much like Isaac Thompson in that respect, you know, that quick, and Dallas Rage as well is another good example. Those strong,
they are fast at the same time,
terrifyingly quick for a guy his size. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him, that's for damn sure. Alex Crom from Berlin, Germany, standing in at 5'11" and 260 pounds, the former Intercontinental Champion.
thinks a lot of himself, but the veteran in this match by a long way.
Well,
And
yeah,
arguably Erwin the most experienced in this kind of match scenario.
and on quite a run as of late himself, as is the Prodigy. The Doctor we haven't really seen for some time. I think he's been recuperating a leg injury.
Yeah, well, the Doctor fully fit tonight and we're wanting to make an impact on his return.
Well, all three of these absolute goers, but one of them is going to get put through a table to end this match.
You know,
I quite frankly couldn't tell you which one it's going to be.
well, no, I was going to say it's going to be an interesting matchup, absolutely, considering the Prodigy's been on a kind of a focused role, as you say, over the last month. The Doctor hasn't been seen due to injury. Alex Crom's the most experienced. He's been a bit of a run himself as of late. He is a former Intercontinental Champion, as I said before. So does that make him the favourite against these two young, hungry studs here in the N.E.W? Well, only time will tell tonight, but one will eat wood. That is for certain.
And if you want to talk about that Intercontinental prestige, he was the second ever Intercontinental Champion, beating Casey Judge and then holding it for 70 days, which is just as long as the Reaper had the EFW title until recently.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's a phenomenal run. I mean,
Wade Nelson shocking the world.
I would say anything over 50 days is notable. When you get in the hundreds, it starts becoming quite an amazing feat.
Alright, well, you're celebrating over your stat monkeys, Owen. Alex Crom put that table in the corner, and the Prodigy has whipped the Doctor into it in a big way. This could be over quickly if the Prodigy can capitalise.
Oh yeah, the Doctor throwing Alex Crom out of the ring there quite unceremoniously. The Prodigy taking full advantage of the distraction.
I don't like the influence these stat monkeys have had on you. So Russian leg sweep. You're becoming far too competent. Alex Crom and the Doctor fighting it out. The Prodigy, though, taking advantage of Alex Crom not paying enough attention to that young up-and-comer. What a German suplex. Alex Crom should appreciate that.
And what can I say? In every aspect of my job, I'm inspired by legends.
Damn right.
Doctor clearing house here. Oh, blocked the boot. Crom.
Oh my word.
I would even argue to say at some point in Crom's career, I would think he wouldn't go amiss in a tag team like the Crew. You know, he's one of those really strong, muscle-bound guys that work on the suplexes, lifts, those kind of manoeuvres, and can put someone the size of Doctor down with ease.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's what I would call a high-impact manoeuvre.
Oh wait, what's this?
Oh my word!
Dodged the drop kick. Prodigy could have had it all right.
Jesus H. I mean, I think the Prodigy could have put himself through it with his own drop kick there. Very lucky that table held. These are old school tables, ladies and gentlemen. Don't tell me they're stunt. They hurt.
Prodigy, however, not saying quit just yet. Oh,
I remember the last time Alex Crom had a table match and the EMT had to pull a slice of table out of his shoulder as big as your forearm. It was ugly.
Doctor going for that second table there.
Oh, the Doctor with a
kick.
Vicious kick, almost like shades of Wade Nelson there.
Oh yeah, I think every super kick now might be compared to that hilarious kick Wade Nelson.
The kick heard round the world.
Oh yeah. A career-changing kick almost, but especially for Wade Nelson. Oh! Prodigy going to work on Doctor with that table. Crom not receiving the table, however.
Off.
Delivering it to the Prodigy. Oh!
Ich bin ein Berlin from Alex Crom with that table. Those vicious shots to the head of the Prodigy. Oh! Double axe handle right to the back. Pulling that out of the mothballs, it still works. The Doctor in absolute insanity there, perhaps enjoying his moment back in the ring after being out after the injury. Well,
when Alex Crom performs a German suplex, do we just call it the home run suplex? Oh, and a super kick to the back of the head, we've seen that before.
The Homeland special.
He does it with such pride.
He really does. Does it very well, it has to be said. Alex Crom, the master of the German suplex.
Hanging the Prodigy up there with
vicious shots to the ribs.
Oh! follow it. Slam to follow it up. Stays quick on the Doctor.
You know, I'm reminded of a very large man from Massachusetts that used that very manoeuvre for some other crappy wrestling organisation I forget about. Alright, Alex Crom and the Doctor. Please don't sue me. Alex Crom and the Doctor fighting back.
I think Crom's had enough of the games. Circling the table here, setting up the Doctor.
Oh no, this could be bad news.
Oh my word! Prodigy seeing it, but too late.
Yeah, the Prodigy did his best to prevent that, but it was just, as you said, a little too late. And Alex Crom with that beautiful electric chair shot, putting the Doctor on his return match to the N.E.W. right through that reinforced table. It's an impressive victory.
And again, if it's all about
for Alex Crom,
if it's all about the history in this ranking reshuffle, then I would hesitate to imagine Alex Crom is kind of quite high up in the rankings. Of course, we don't know. We only get to find out who's next on the list each day.
Yeah, I mean, it's really is a bit of a pot shoot right now, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen in this ranking reshuffle. We've already had the shock of this match and the fact that you're going to get your chance at the N.E.W. rankings tonight, Erwin. So that's 2 surprises already, and we're only 1 match in. This is our lives now. Absolute chaos. What an impressive victory, though. However, for Alex Crom, with a couple of beautiful homeland suplexes.
Absolutely.
And that vicious rib breaker, pretty much changing the tide of this match.
Oh yeah, great way to kick things off here. And now, of course, we're due to see Rick Weaver of Magnum Opus going up against the Gangster, and again, there's nothing really on the line here, which makes it an interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Weaver still wanting to establish himself as a singles competitor, despite his part of Magnum Opus and him being obviously one half of the current tag team champions, arguably one of the strongest tag teams in a long time in the N.E.W. Magnum Opus.
And of course, yeah, as you said, Hit Squad faced them before, I believe, and also had the tag team titles before. I wonder if Adrian Bowman was kind of wanting to see what could happen in a singles.
What the hell?
This is Louis Richardson.
That is not Rick Weaver or the Gangster. That is the 6-time United States champion, Louis Richardson, the man who's become obsessed with that 7 United States title.
Oh, yeah, and he will get his United States title shot, and I'm still waiting to hear when. But he does have that match against Brad Morse. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, Louis Richardson with a clear message. He believes it is his destiny to be a 7-time United States champion, and we will see that match next week, Owen.
Well, yeah, just announced in our headsets as Louis Richardson was having his promo there. He will face Brad Morse at some point next week for that title.
That's got to be the main event. The history between those two men, the sheer wanting of them both to just get at each other. I mean, just think about all the trouble that Louis Richardson and Brad Morse have caused over the past month alone. Just think of the chaos, Owen, that they have caused in N.E.W. How many matches have I missed dealing with Louis Richardson and Brad Morse?
Well, that's it. As part of the Enforcers, they ran quite a wrecking crew, but now on other sides of the fence.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Enforcers imploding as they have been in the last few weeks, it's something to be said that we're finally going to see it, Erwin. We're going to finally see a one-on-one contest between those two for the title. That is what we want to see.
And it could be a battle yet again. The pedigree versus the Morse code.
I don't know. Morse is a killer, but Richardson's obsessed. It's going to be a great match either way. I mean, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of great matches, Rick Weaver versus the Gangster is all the markups of a classic in the making. Rick Weaver determined to establish himself as a single star, and the Gangster, no slouch himself, being a former television champion and obviously a former tag team champion. The Hit Squad wanted to get back in that hunt, and a win over Rick Weaver, one half of the tag team champions Magnum Opus, certainly wouldn't hurt their case. Should be a good one. I mean, you got a question as well, when is Snake's going to be here, considering he's got that massive main event tonight against Jimmy Falcon.
Well, yeah, most definitely. I mean, the team of Magnum Opus pulling double duty here, I suppose, in a sense.
Yeah, and if Snake is here tonight, will Rick Weaver and the monster Vega, the ace in the hall of Magnum Opus, will they return the favour in the main event tonight?
And I believe up next as well, just to add to the night, hearing that Jimmy Falcon and Snake are due to come out to set the terms and conditions of that match.
Oh my god. Well,
so the main event could have some phenomenal stipulations to it.
Yes, that should be a hell of a main event. I mean, I'm looking forward to the fight. Oh, yeah, there he is. I mean, Vega, Rick Weaver, of course, and the 7-time world champion who will be in our main event tonight. They are a unit, and unlike the Enforcers, they are unified beyond all belief. They are Magnum Opus.
What a force they've been since unifying.
Incredible. I mean, Snake came back to the shock of everyone, came out and essentially called out Rick Weaver, said this kid was the future. To everyone's surprise, Rick Weaver, a battling mid-carder at best at the time. Well, it took him a while, but Snake finally got Rick Weaver to winning ways, and then they brought this monster, this ace in the hall, Vega, a former N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion, into the mix, and since that moment, Erwin, they have never looked back. And look at those two, you see it every single time Snake pats his young protege on the back. It's like a father-son relationship. Those two guys are legitimately close. All three of these guys seem to have a legitimate friendship, Erwin. You know as well as I do. These guys ride together, they eat together. You know, they go out after work together. They chat up women together. You know, their parties are legendary. Magnum Opus. And they clearly have some kind of swing in the back, because how many favours has Snake got in EFW?
There, and I mean, what really sealed it for me, I mean, it was interesting enough seeing what was happening with Snake and Rick Weaver, but when Vega joined, Vega was the kind of guy, didn't play well with others, never talked to anyone else in that locker room, and suddenly Snake's got in his ear and managed to get him into a tag team, and the guy's got he could sell sand to the Arabs, as they say. I believe if he managed to get Vega in the tag team.
Getting shouted at Owen. We're going to get letters about that one. The Gangster, a former tag team champion, a former television champion, 6'3", 299 pounds from Brooklyn, New York. Incidentally, Rick Weaver, 5'10" and 245 from New York, both men, New York boys. This could be an interesting one.
And it could be good. Of course, the Gangster probably more comfortable in the Extreme Rules environment rather than a simple one-on-one.
That's true.
However, tough as nails, he still is.
If this came down to a singles contest, a single mat contest between the two, then my money's on Rick Weaver every day of the week. Oh my word, Chitopa's down within seconds of the match. Mike, what happened?
Completely there. I don't think he was ready for the match to kick off with such velocity.
Fallout slam by the Gangster. Well, as tough as they come, our senior official, Mike Chitopa. What would we do without Mike? Elbow to the back by the Gangster. Of course, famous for the nip-up of the century. If you haven't seen it, that was a fantastic piece of athleticism.
The mechanic even got a shirt about it. That's how good it was.
I demanded the shirt. There's the elbow to the head, but to Rick Weaver, and a
Gangster taking him outside.
Right over that top rope. Rick Weaver in trouble early on here. The Gangster taking control, and the Gangster can brawl with the best of them. I mean, I said in a mat contest, yeah, Rick Weaver probably going to win, but in a fight, that's a harder one to call. Rick Weaver, though, counters that vicious right hand with an elbow to the head of the Gangster, the Snake, moving round a little to watch his protege's handiwork. Maybe with a look of concern on his face there.
Oh, clothesline there from the Gangster, though.
Big clothesline, showing absolutely no intimidation.
5 now. Both men still on the outside, and the Gangster looking to further the distance from the ring.
I'm not sure what their tactics the Gangster's trying to play here, or maybe he's trying to get Rick Weaver counted out. Maybe Vega realises that he knows he can't interfere in this matchup in fear of disqualification for Rick Weaver by the vigilant Mike Chitopa. Countered by Rick Weaver after the break in the count with a right hand of his own, but a fireman carry counter right back at him by the Gangster. These guys still fighting on the outside. The count was broke, so we'll add a 4, I believe. And 3, excuse me.
Gangster feels more comfortable out there than in the ring.
Oh, absolutely, the liberal 10 count being utilised fully here by the Gangster, and this is actually a really, if you look at, it's a great shot there to look at the Gangster's game plan here. He's almost taunting magnum opus with literally beating up, as it were, the young protege here of the group. Right in front of them, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it, Owen, because if they get involved in this match, that's it for Rick Weaver.
Well, yeah, and again, this match may not really have any meaning to it, but you got to expect that's going to be an ego trip and a half. Especially in the tag team division, where they could very well meet.
You got to believe as well that Rick Weaver will not want to lose in front of his mentor and a former N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion. Rick Weaver may be in a little bit of trouble here, because I don't think Snake realised what he might have just done there.
That could have been a big mistake on Snake's part.
Dear, this may not go well. Oh! Did he miss the chair?
I'm not sure if he hit the chair or not.
I'm not sure, but that suplex could be enough. No, Rick Weaver showing is about as tough as they come.
Yeah, I think Snake kind of just clocking on as Rick Weaver's legs were in the air. And what he might have just cost his guy in the ring now.
The elation of Snake as his protege is fighting back. Distracted by Mike Chitopa. No, Mike Chitopa never vigilant. Disqualifies Rick Weaver, and the Gangster wins after that vicious assault with the chair.
Well, yeah, I think Mike just turned round last minute and just caught the shot.
Well, ever vigilant, good officiating by our senior official Mike calls this match to an end, and the Gangster, after a short one-on-one contest, wins by disqualification.
Well, perhaps that story isn't over.
Well, I think the Gangsters certainly want a bit of a revenge on Rick Weaver there for that cheap shot attack with that chair. Although saying that, the Gangster was fighting with Rick Weaver outside the ring for quite a considerable amount of time, so maybe Weaver feels justified. Who knows?
Well, again, we might hear more throughout the week. Because I've been told the stipulation determination is being held off for a match. We in fact have a tag team match up next. Where the Enforcers are going to take on the Crew. I'm guessing this is within the TV rankings, in the tag rankings here. My apologies.
I see. I see. So what? This is the tag team match then. Crazy Judge and Charlie Braddock between Franco and Yuri. This could be a hell of a match. The third match tonight at Turmoil from Liverpool. We're not quite at the compound. We are down the road. What is the name of this place, Erwin? Does this place have a name? It must have a name.
I imagine it does.
How has no one ever told us this? Anyway, after we make such a deal out of the compound as well, and the compound EFW technically belongs to them. Do you think that's kind of weird that EFW have their own kind of stadium but N.E.W. doesn't?
It is a bit weird, but of course we are here in Echo Arena, Liverpool, which is just round the corner from the compound. Well, the compound, of course, starting off as a little, it was essentially a gym that was bought up by the company. Of course, it was slowly converted out like a huge storage space, which of course we saw the Elimination Chamber in this last week.
Oh yeah, an incredible Elimination Chamber that was. But, and of course, N.E.W. tour. They've had European tours.
Well, yes.
And EFW don't. They're always at the compound. But yeah, well, there we are.
It's two different attempts at, I suppose now, I mean, they're still a developmental system, but they are kind of out branching to be their own brand. And it seems that that is one of the differences between the two.
How long will it be before EFW start touring? That's the question.
That is a very good question.
But a little bit of extra information for our fans there. It's always good to learn new things. Sometimes we're learning with you. It is a bit of a hell of a toboggan ride in N.E.W. since Adrian Goldman has took over. We're all trying to kind of make our way in a new world together. We welcome the Enforcers, Casey Judge and Charlie Braddock. 5'11", 220 pounds from Des Moines, Iowa. Casey Judge, the former N.E.W. champion, a former Intercontinental champion, a former European champion. Casey Judge, highly decorated. His tag team partner, 5'10", 310, from Bismarck, North Dakota. Charlie Braddock holds an Intercontinental championship to his name as well. And of course, they're not alone. They've come united. The core of the Enforcers, arguably what's left of the male division here tonight, Erwin. This is it. This is what's left. How the mighty have fallen. They've still got a couple of championships though, haven't they? They're still goddamn dominating when they want to be.
Well, actually, I don't see Chris Jones there, who of course I'm facing later tonight.
Well, Chris Jones, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, you're a nutter.
But what's about to face him? He's lucky it's a one-on-one if you ask me. We've had our fights before.
I've seen you fight. I age 15 years every time you have a match.
That's too hard.
I'm not surprised. Casey Judge and Charlie Braddock from the Enforcers. That sliver of gold surrounding them. They're essentially their influence. The US champion Brad Morse, who will face Louis Richardson next week for that title, which is their last main piece of influence here in the N.E.W.
Yeah, of course, they're lucky to have got it back.
And of course the Crew.
Louis Richardson may be willing to strip them of that next week.
Only time will tell, Owen. It's going to be a hell of a match either way. Franco and Yuri, speaking of titles, would love dearly to get back into that tag title hunt with the Crew. Of course, these were the team that were beaten for the titles in their very first defence. Franco, of course, has had his issues with Magnum Opus since then. Franco standing at 6 foot, 248 pounds from Beverly Hills, California. A former tag team champion, Intercontinental champion, and two-time television champion. Is with his partner tonight, Yuri, the Russian Bear from Moscow, 5'11", 232 pounds. obviously also a former tag team champion, a two-time United States champion. The Crew got as much gold history as the Enforcers have. Certainly respect all these men have had glittering, arguable first ballot Hall of Fame careers, Erwin. This could be a cracking match.
Definitely no strangers to each other. We're about to pull out all the stops here tonight. Of course, our tag team division so very much on fire right now.
Oh yeah, one of the hottest tag division, should I say, in professional wrestling today.
Franco getting a cheap shot in on Charlie Braddock there.
Yeah, Braddock and Franco.
Oh wait!
Oh my word!
Belly to bellies him into the ring. Almost forgetting about Casey Judge, who was trying to get him, did not, and now gets a chop to the a kick to the gut. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that was high impact.
Making a statement to say the least. Oh, he's about to pay for it though. What a clothesline!
What a clothesline by Braddock. He was not happy after that bang of the belly. Not even a legal man. Shatopa finally regains a little bit of order, but oh, Franco is in trouble now.
Casey Judge with a choke bomb there.
Shades of kind of a modified spine buster, shades of Arn Anderson there, but with a choke slam involved. It was a unique manoeuvre, yeah, certainly effective though.
I've never seen him pull it off before.
Oh my word. Overhead fallout slam, tremendous power by Casey Judge. I've said it once and I'll say it before, Owen. He's the enforcer of the enforcers.
Oh, Yuri in trouble now. Casey Judge is going to work. And Franco's tag team partners. Franco's out of the ring.
Do these guys actually know it's a tag team match?
I don't think they care.
You just want to get it. I mean, the Enforcers and the Crew have had their history. It's been well documented. These guys, although all very successful in their own rights, do not like each other. It's budding stags and mating season, ladies and gentlemen, essentially. With these four men.
Very personal here, clearly.
Just
both teams have taken to each other, even the participants on the outside of the ring who haven't been tagged in yet.
Just four alpha males wanting to be the best. That's all this is.
Of course, both teams probably knowing they're going to have to go hard and fast at one another to even kind of get anywhere. I didn't mean it like that.
What kind of films have you been watching in your hotel room? Casey Judge taking it to his Russian bear, Yuri. Sometimes I worry about you, I really do. Casey Judge is still there with Yuri.
What's this heat, damn it?
In fairness, the whole segment, we're just gonna wait it out, I think. We're live, damn it!
Casey Judge now.
having that screamed at me. Yuri now in his corner, tags in Franco, the nephew, I believe, of Kurt Angle.
No, Franco's just tagged out.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, Franco has that. Yeah, you're right, it must be the heat. Yuri now, the legal man against Casey Judge.
I mean, most people will be like, what heat? It's only whatever it is. I mean, it feels like about 30 here at the moment, to be honest. It's probably about 25.
It is humid.
Celsius, I must add.
We're in a small room of death.
But
calling the action.
It's been a heat wave here in the UK. We're not built for this kind of weather. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, get a haircut, goddammit. Look at you. You complained about the heat.
Well, of course, my aerial acrobatics may cool me off a bit later on.
Yuri
in control here. Casey Judge yet to make a tag though. You've got to believe if Braddock gets in, then the Crew could be in trouble if they don't watch themselves. Yeah, I think Franco is looking for the end here already.
Yeah, Franco clearly looking to end this. Judge has been in that ring for a long time now. The Crew have been quick and agile and aggressive and focused tonight against the Enforcers, successfully alienating Casey Judge in their corner.
Probably the most decorated in that ring, but it's counting for nothing right now.
No, I mean, well, the Crew, we've said it many times, I mean, they're hard fought, slugfest to the top of the tag team mountain. So it's almost cruelly ripped away from them so soon into their reign. They'd love to get back in that hunt. They'd love another shot at Magnum Opus.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course. They had it for only a week, literally the 7 days away.
Oh! He's holding on. He's holding on here, Franco. His All-American past. Oh! Coming into things here.
Triple German.
Oh, lovely triple German suplex. Great technical ability, this young man.
This Brad Morse distracting Franco here.
Actually, Toba want to try and regain a little bit of order here. The enforcers up to their old tricks, giving Casey Judge that little bit of extra time to get to his corner.
However, I think Franco's aware.
Yeah, Franco was aware, but that time, that fatal time.
He caught Casey Judge running though.
Oh.
Whips him right back into the danger zone, as Kenny Loggins would call it. Tags in Yuri. Casey Judge has had no chance in this match. Charlie desperately trying to get in. Match it up and not allowing it.
Vicious powerbomb nonetheless.
Could be it.
Oh no.
Braddock breaking it up, but now suffering at the hands of Franco.
Yeah, a great vital breakup of that pin. But Franco with that vicious suplex, putting an end to that big elbow by the Russian. This could be it right here. I think Yuri certainly hurt himself a little bit with that elbow drop. Suffering there, you could see him cradling his back. He knows he may need another move to finish this one off.
As I was saying earlier, the crew had it for literally 7
Guillotine.
days before the Brotherhood took it from them for 11 days. And of course, Magnum Opus having a brutal match that took it to them. The crew, of course, now that the Brotherhood are in the picture, may very well be the fan favourites. But let's not forget that tag team division is full of people that could possibly get it. As much as I hate to say it, the Enforcers right here could be the champions. The Militia could be the champions. The Hit Squad could be the champions. Los Luchadores could get the championships back for what would it be, 5th time?
5th time. Los Luchadores, the only team I believe that stand any chance against the certified unit that is Magnum Opus.
Braddock has managed to finally get into this match. As he is ripping apart Yuri here.
Yeah, Yuri in a whole heap of trouble. The Russian Bear has been ridden hard and put back into the barn weights by Charlie by Charlie Braddock. Oh, Samoa drop. Vicious maneuver.
Oh, but
was that
slides
blind
in a
tag?
Braddock notices.
Oh,
flying forearm and a half. Was that from Franco? Drop kick.
big drop kick by Franco.
With athleticism, flag lariat.
Wow. Braddock rolling to cover. Franco going straight after him though. Oh wait, I thought he was going to dive off the apron there. Drop kick. Probably misses with that one. Braddock now. Kick to the gut there from Franco. Is it Franco or is it? No, it is Franco.
Yeah, Franco beating up Charlie Braddock on the outside. Oh, God, shot to that ring post.
Brad Morse, interesting, we're getting close. Let's not forget Brad Morse cost William Zander essentially his spot in the Enforcers. Count 7 here.
The liberal 10 count is getting up there, no doubt about it. Oh, another shot right into that post again, the head of Braddock. Oh my word, 3 times. 4. dear sweet Jesus, a man's head should not be put through this.
In.
It's all the crew. The crew. After Franco has just repeatedly slamming the head of Charlie Braddock into that ring post, gets a count-out victory. That has to be considered controversial. What a beautiful double powerbomb that actually was. But was this just an inspired technical victory?
We didn't get a great angle on it. Now I look at it, he's literally whipping him into Yuri's boot.
Yeah, right on to the boot. Yeah, you're quite right. That's a good call.
The crowd not happy it was a count out there, I don't think.
No,
still
clearly not happy. They wanted some proper resolution to this match, but you can't. Well, you got to hand it to the crew. I mean, they clearly had a game plan tonight, and they executed it magnificently. And a count-out victory, Erwin, is still a victory for the crew.
That's it, and that means they get to move up.
What a strange matchup.
Very important rankings. God, now we have the stipulation setting, and as much as I'd love to stick around for it, I've got a match coming up with Chris Jones straight after this, so I'm going to jump off right here.
Yeah, good luck. Well, yes, as I get ready for the match between my broadcast colleague, the former N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion Erwin and Chris Jones, I'd like to thank everyone again for joining us live for Turmoil Liverpool. We've obviously had a little bit of fun tonight. We've all sent a little bit goofy by the weather. We've had some strange matches, no doubt, no question, and this one could be a goodie. The winner of this match, but it should be said, ladies and gentlemen, three-time N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champions Chris Jones and Erwin fighting for that spot in the top rankings in this ranking reshuffle announced by Adrian Goldman. It could be one Raddock's flying solo for the rest of the night. I've really no idea. God willing, Erwin will survive. You never know. The way that guy wrestled. Oh, wait a minute. Jimmy Falcon is here. Once again, well, I know he's in the main event, and of course we said he would be here to stipulate the terms and conditions of this matchup. It looks like this one's going to happen now. Let's hear what Falcon has to say. Well, he ain't gonna take that, that's for damn sure. The 7-time world champion is here, and he's here to respond, to make the stipulation of this matchup, to decide Jimmy Falcon's fate, who in my opinion, the so-called showstopper, has bitten off more than he can chew against our 7-time world champion, Snake. My word, a vicious shot by Snake brings this chat, shall we say, to an end. The stipulations were being set for this matchup, and Snake with a cheap shot there against Jimmy Falcon. And this one has absolutely imploded. Oh, atomic buster there by Snake onto Jimmy Falcon after that shot with a microphone. This cheap shot continues from the 7-time champion. Neckbreaker by Falcon, who is fighting back. Hurricane rather by the showstopper on the 7-time world champion, showing absolutely no fear. Oh.
Big elbow to the head. Pick up by Falcon.
Oh. God.
German suplex.
Oh, vicious lariat though by Snake, who recovered quickly and now is being pulled off Jimmy Falcon by a referee. Snake pushing him out the way. Falcon staring him down. We're getting more officials to break these two up. Vicious confrontation after the cheap shot by Snake. That main event stipulation yet to be found out. I mean, hopefully we're going to get more information, and as the night continues, we've got to get through this match first. It's Chris Jones versus Erwin, my broadcast colleague, and of course Jones will be with some of his friends, no doubt, and Erwin, however, won't care. It should be an interesting match, no doubt about it. It's been chaos already. A cheap shot by Snake. A beautiful tactic, in my opinion, from the 7-time world champion against that hipster, the showstopper Jimmy Falcon.
Not fit to hold that man's jockstrap.
Chris Jones and Owen, however, should be an absolute classic confrontation, ladies and gentlemen. Two out-and-out rock stars here in the N.E.W. Both, well, in their day anyway, both 3-time N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champions in their own right. And barrel load more titles to tell you about. We'll get to that during our entrances, but this is going to be one hell of a match, and you know, due respect to my broadcast partner, but I've got to consider him the underdog in this match tonight, because I know for a fact that Chris Jones is not going to be coming alone. And I fear Erwin, with that stubborn streak of his, probably will. I'm sure as hell not going down there. Not against those guys. I'm a broadcast journalist, god damn it. I don't have any professional training. Chris Jones, however, definitely does have professional training. A 3-time N.E.W. champion, a former cruiserweight champion, 3-time television champion, 5'10", 150 pound, from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Chris Jones, CJ, is here and has predicted he's brought his friends. Well, I can't say I'm too surprised. In a match of this magnitude, Chris Jones was never coming to this match alone. You see these core enforcers, we've already seen these men tonight. Morse, Braddock. Can't see who else is there. In the darkness. It's not Richard. No, obviously it's not Richardson. There's no longer Pounders there. No longer Pounders there. Ah, there it is, it's Casey George. Goddamn lights. Apologies. But there we go. We're all here once again. The enforcers, the core enforcers. Everyone's going to have a field day now. When he's back in this damn booth. He's going to say, oh Mac, it's all about me. Well, I don't have his beloved stout monkeys shouting and murmuring in my ear, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that. It's pure rabbits.
I'm here for this matchup. It's gonna be a classic, either way. I might have a computer which goddamn never works. It what should be. An absolute clinic. I feel sorry. I've said it before. I do feel sorry for my broadcast partner tonight. I hope he's had the wherewithal to get a bit of backup here tonight. It's Chris Jones, with 4 men at his side. This essentially could turn into a 5-on-1 situation for this man. Also, as I've said a few times tonight, a 3-time N.E.W champion, a 3-time Intercontinental champion. He's also been a Cruiserweight champion. They had some amazing battles early in Chris Jones for that Cruiserweight title. A 2-time Hardcore champion and a former TV champion. Without question, I've said it a few times, don't tell him I said it though. A first ballot Hall of Famer in his own right. 5'9", 130 pounds from the industrial town of Bowen Furnace. Both these guys, without question, future Hall of Famers. Owen won't like me saying that about one of his nemesis, Chris Jones, but it's true. Both these guys are really part of the foundation that built this company to what it is today. It has to be acknowledged. It has to be accepted that these are the big dogs, and they still believe that they have some bite left. This new generation is coming up. These are the guys they want to topple. These are the guys that they're looking at and saying, you're next. Well, he ain't done by a long shot. And neither is Chris Jones. I tell you, the next year or two, ladies and gentlemen, in the N.E.W. are just going to be an absolute powder keg of absolute chaos. So much talent coming through. So much talent wanting to keep their spot. It's only natural that forces are going to collide. But tonight, Chris Jones and Irwin, 2 veterans of this business, veterans of this company, battle one-on-one once again. And this one's not for a title, it's for an opportunity. You see it as just an important, what a counter there by Irwin. With that overhead insecurity, great athleticism. The old hand still got it. A modified figure 4 already on Chris Jones. I'm not even sure the stipulation of this match. I think it's just a classic one-on-one. It is, I'm getting that confirmed through my headset. With the chaos of this ranking system, we really are finding it out as we go along. Oh, Irwin misses though with that senton splash and that high risk velocity moveset gets him into trouble from time to time. It's the only way it can be described. Chris Jones is in trouble, however, himself, because I don't think Irwin got all of it. He definitely didn't get all of it, let's be honest, but he certainly got some of it. Forearm smash and an enziguri to the head. He definitely got all of that one. Chris Jones in trouble. Oh. Big vicious shot. Oh. Corkscrew. Right, left by Irwin. Irish whip middle rope. Oh! Overhead, over the top. Oh, wait a minute. Irwin could be in trouble here. By Chris Jones as Charlie Braddock. Without, sorry, yeah, Braddock was out there. Trying to get a cheap shot on Irwin, who carried it. He's got back in and recovered quickly.
Big belly, the belly went for a pin on the corner too. 1.9 really. Oh, Irish up into the corner. Shots to the ribs of Jones. Oh, what athleticism! Tremendous athleticism from the top rope. Corkscrew insecurity, but again, Braddock with the interference. Jones. Oh, elbow. Right to the knee of Owen. Misses with a lariat, great counter in his own right. Overhead, using his own body as a weapon, right into the lair of the enforcers. I'm not sure how wise that was. Referee begins his liberal count of 10 on the 3 count. Owen taking it to his playhouse on the outside there, using that steel barrier to full effect. He's taken down Chris Jones in a big way, and I would expect this from the former champion. Always loves it when he gets a chance to compete, not as often as he would like, it must be said. A management decision that Owen does not agree with, in all honesty. Oh, what a counter by Jones. Backdrop. Fighting on the outside with Chris Jones as this match continues. Both men beating 7 bells on each other on the outside. The enforcer staying out of it for now after that initial distraction earlier on. Owen hurling abuse at this group. I mean, what Owen thinks of those guys has been well publicised, to say the least. Planting DDT by Owen onto Chris Jones. I think Jones could be spilling blood there a little bit. And now we're back in the ring. This match can continue at a pace. It was hard to make out what was going on, frankly. Oh, on the outside bridge, powerbomb. Could be all. And there again, the enforcers on that ring apron, creating that distraction. Chitopa. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it's throwing him out. It's throwing him out like Chitopa has had enough of Judge and Braddock. And at least one of them is going home right now. Mike Chitopa says so. The match continues. Corkscrew, leg sweep by Owen, taking it to a mat-based gut wrench overhead suplex. Beautiful manoeuvre. I think it's Moss who's been sent to the back, the former United States champion. Mike Chitopa getting rid of the power player of the enforcers there. Perhaps the other two will behave now. I doubt it, but you never know. Chris Jones with a knee right into his gut. One of the good players sent on splash. Beautiful. We've seen this before. Classic Owen from one turnbuckle to the other, telling the fans to get on their feet. Oh, set. Misses with the swanton. Counters the kick. Belly to belly. Great counter in his own right. Top rope again. Big elbow. Deciding on what to do next is the crazy one.
Owen. Chris Jones pulls himself back to his feet. The Enforcer's doing a good job of distracting the former N.E.W. champion again. And Chris Jones with an inverted DDT. Now taunting the fans himself. Showing Owen the same kind of disrespect that Owen showed him. These guys hate each other. Absolutely hate each other. It is Owen's vehement wish for the Enforcers to just cease to exist. And I could say the same about the Enforcers about Owen.
Oh, wait a minute. Sunset flip into the pin. Shitobi with the count though.
Beautiful sunset flip though. You don't see that every day. Irish whip into the corner again. Goes Jones. This is gonna hurt. Probably them both.
Oh, great athleticism. Springboard crossbody. He's still got it. These two first ballot Hall of Famers giving these fans in Liverpool at the Echo Arena everything that they have tonight at Turmoil. We thank you once again for joining us.
Owen, once again, that distraction by the Enforcers giving Chris Jones time to recover and get a cheap shot once again on the former champion. This is effectively a 3-on-1, ladies and gentlemen, that's all it's become. Jones here, trying with a big upset, no! 2.9 kicks out. Counters, fighting back. Wait a minute. Oh, wonderful powerbomb, what a move. What a move. The end is nigh. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's a Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper is going for the submission. There's nothing the Enforcers can do about this, that's for damn sure. Oh, that's it, he's tapped out. He is tapped out. Owen has made Chris Jones his nemesis tap to that modified Dragon Sleeper, and Owen, despite the originally 4-on-1 disadvantage, has won this match in impressive fashion against the Enforcers. What a matchup, what a victory. Impressive stuff. No doubt about it, showing that the old dog still got some teeth left. What a match. God help me, I'm actually happy that he won. Chris Jones put up a hell of a fight, no doubt about it. But Owen just countering everything at all the important times. Look at this beautiful sunset flip when I thought it was going to get powerbombed out of his boots. Only got him a 1, or 1.9. That inverted DDT, I thought that spelled trouble for Irwin after yet another piece of interference from the Enforcers. Pulled him away from the ropes. Goes for a pin. Oh! Irwin is victorious, no doubt about it. And we'll love this victory against the Enforcers. I tell you what, if we do see him at commentary again tonight, I hope he does come back, quite frankly. I don't have to do the rest of this card on my own. Saying that, he's done it enough times. I mean, if he wants the rest of the night off, I'm sure I could probably wangle it. Owen, though, with an impressive victory back in the N.E.W. rankings. We see the flashbulbs that tells the story. The icon of the N.E.W. continues his roll back towards the championship. He'll be delighted. We'll never hear the end of it, I can promise you that. What a victory from Owen. Well, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a
we have a momentary break before our main event, and I can confirm it's going through my headset. It's going to be a last man standing match between Jimmy Falcon and Snake, and there is just so much to this match. Essentially, if Snake wins this match, then Jimmy Falcon is essentially a client of Snake. He will effectively hand his career control over to the 7-time champion. But if Jimmy Falcon wins, he gets to pick a partner and have a shot at those tag team titles of Magnum Opus. Oh, wait a minute, it's Maddie and Nate. It's the Brotherhood colliding again. Of course, Nate siding with the Reaper, and these two brothers torn apart by the Reaper now fighting backstage. Well, these two guys can expect a phone call and a hefty fine from Adrian Goldman. I can promise you that both of these brothers have not heard the last of this. No one will interfere in this backstage brawl. With fears for other people's safety, it will continue until one of the brothers knock the other one out. Marty and Nate are just going to beat the holy hell out of each other. I'm going to take a quick break here and let these guys sort their own things out, because this is not a match and we refuse to commentate it. And now Marty finally gets the best of his possessed brother Nate, who assaulted him in the back. We apologise for the dead air there, ladies and gentlemen, but we have been instructed by our owner not to commentate on backroom brawls. Those two will be dealt with internally, and I'm afraid at this point we cannot comment any further about it. We're going to talk about our great main event tonight, and I am rejoined should I say, by the former N.E.W World Heavyweight Champion and the victor of his match against our nemesis Chris Jones. I bet you'll be delighted about that one, Erwin.
I get back ready to celebrate and I see that going on. I'm glad Marty managed to get the upper hand there. Oh my god, when is that going to end? I mean, we still don't really know what the hell's going on.
No, I mean, Marty and Nate, I mean, brothers, quite literally, blood brothers, ladies and gentlemen, ripped apart by the Reaper, whose influence on Nate over the last few weeks has been downright disturbing. I mean, have you heard about the stipulations of this matchup, Erwin? Do you know what's at stake here?
Well, no, I was still waiting to hear as I went to the ring.
Well, just in case you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, if Snake wins this match, he owns effectively Jimmy Falcon's contract. Jimmy Falcon's career is effectively in the 7-time world champion's hands, who obviously already has a stable of superstars with Rick Weaver and Vega. He could also collect Jimmy Falcon here tonight. If Falcon wins, then he gets a shot at the tag team titles if he can find a guy to fight with. Would you be interested in fighting with Jimmy Falcon now? When you guys have been a tag team before, would you want to go against Magnum Opus for a shot at that tag team gold?
Well, I did offer him my services when he was trying to find a tag team to go with against Magnum Opus. I probably will offer my services once again should he win this match. Whether he takes that or not is up to him.
Jimmy Falcon has agreed to the stipulation of this match. I mean, it could be arguably one of the highest stakes of his entire career if he loses tonight in this last man standing match against the veteran, the 7-time world champion, ladies and gentlemen. He effectively belongs to that man. Could you imagine that, Erwin? Literally your entire contract being your entire course of your career being decided by somebody else effectively.
I would not like it one bit. I mean, it's bad enough there's a guy saying what you can and can't do.
Jimmy Falcon, brushing over that one very quickly, Jimmy Falcon is a great competitor, but he's a family man at the end of the day. He needs a job, so he can't exactly quit. He's under contract. He's got at least 2 years left in it, as far as I'm aware. Snake would own effectively the rest of that contract if he was to be victorious tonight. At least I believe 10% of his earnings would go to Snake. Effectively, as effectively his manager, this guy can effectively then decide what titles to push his so-called client into.
And when you think about it, with Magnum Opus
What a conflict of interest that must be. How Snake got this pull?
Well, yeah, and again, with Magnum Opus having somewhat of a reign over the company at the moment, to add Jimmy Falcon to that list, well, the fans wouldn't like it one bit, but it would definitely put Magnum Opus's stocks up for me.
Well, I mean, if their stocks could be any higher, adding a superstar like Jimmy Falcon would certainly cement them as the force to be reckoned with in the N.E.W. if they aren't already. This is going to be one hell of a main event, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that. Snake, despite his advancing years, despite the fact he may be a little bit slower than he used to be, he has probably forgotten more about last man standing matches, and Jimmy Falcon knows. Him and Crazy Hammer, I've had 1 or 2 of these in the past. Jimmy Falcon, no fear, no sense either. Could be a long night.
Interestingly enough, Snake coming out here alone No DQ, no count outs. It is simply that count to 10, no time limit even. This is going to go on until we are done.
You would think tonight, considering the stipulation of this matchup, that Snake would bring back up, but once again, wanting to go it alone.
Maybe trying to prove a point, maybe that pride of his getting in the way. Maybe he actually wants a decent one-on-one. I mean, I don't see that from his character. I know that's what Jimmy Falcon wants.
Jimmy Falcon. Well, let's face it, Jimmy Falcon's an idiot. Jimmy Falcon doesn't have any friends, which is why he's down there alone. Oh, kicks to the head, and that's what you get for messing with a 7-time world champion, Sonny Boy. A kick to the face. Gut wrench overhead suplex. I said it at the start of this match, and I meant it. Erwin, this could be a long night for Jimmy Falcon.
It could indeed.
Showstopper now, you're not stopping any shows tonight, boy. You're just gonna get a serious ass kicking if you're not careful. Fallout slam. It's been all Snake so far.
Certainly kicked this match off to his liking here.
Already.
3.
He started his first offensive move. Erwin was a knee buster. He went immediately for those legs. What does that tell you about the veteran's game plan?
As you say, he knows what to do in this. You remove those legs and you remove the ability to get back up.
A count of 8 already. Early on in this matchup, Jimmy Falcon in a whole lot of trouble here, it seems.
Well, again, the count of 8 quite commonplace in last man standing matches. We never really know if they're playing possum to begin with, or if they are really rocked that much.
Knee to the heart. If he has one, of Snake. Already.
Oh, trying to retaliate. Falcon blocks.
Springboard. Oh! Beautiful manoeuvre.
I think he was going for a neck breaker, but modified it into a clothesline when he realised he wasn't going to get the...
well, the speed of Jimmy Falcon, I mean, he can adapt that quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, what a gut buster. What a gut buster. Right into the abdomen.
I don't think he's realised that Snake isn't down, though. Perhaps a foolish manoeuvre.
Gut wrench. Oh, excuse me, no, it wasn't. He changed it. He modified again. Uramagi, beautiful manoeuvre there by Snake.
A very strong standing Uranagi there, indeed.
Absolutely nowhere. I thought he was going to go for a gut wrench suplex and seemingly changed his mind on those shoulders into the Snake eyes. Jimmy Falcon valiantly tried to gain a bit of offense there, Erwin, but Snake had it well scouted. I've been, well, I shouldn't not say surprised, but shouldn't say surprised, I suppose, but the intensity that Snake has shown in this matchup, he's been laser focused. He really has not been happy about what he sees, the level of disrespect from Jimmy Falcon to Magnum Opus. That, by the way, was a trademark Snake gut wrench suplex.
And of course, you've got to still think how much injury is Snake carrying over from that hellacious elimination chamber across the first out, so probably not receiving as much damage as some others in that match.
Well, perhaps that's where this laser focus has come from, perhaps. I mean, how shocked was the world when Snake was the first man eliminated from that matchup? How shocked were the world when Wade Nelson and Ray Sullivan were the last two in it?
What a match it was.
Amazing, amazing matchup indeed.
Keep going back to it, definitely some of EFW's finest work to date. Jimmy Falcon though, countering Snake here.
Yeah, big elbows to the head, and with a
face buster. I thought he was going to go for a backdrop.
Yeah, again, both these men have that ability to just change up their style when needed. This is what makes it such an interesting contest, ladies and gentlemen, in this last man standing matchup.
Beautiful lion salt there, just floats through the air. Jimmy Falcon flying now, trying to slow Snake down with a headlock here.
I think that's a good ring manoeuvre there by Jimmy Falcon. Good ring presence, should I say, trying to slow this guy down.
However, Snake's fighting out still.
Big elbows to the ribs.
Falcon standing quick there. Sends him over the rope this time. Oh, Snake blocking there.
Great counter, showing that ring savvy.
Not choosing to fly over the top
right
rope.
to the left.
What a What a volley of shots there, man.
That's
God.
Yeah, that's right. You know why? You know why, Owen? Because Jimmy Falcon's built for show, and Snake is built to go, my friend. Rights and lefts, nothing fancy. Who's on the map? Who's on the map? Jimmy Falcon.
It's not over yet. Falcon receiving the count, however.
See, some people when they get older will adjust their styles to suit their bodies and stop flying off top ropes and 15-foot ladders. I'm just saying, buddy, okay? There are other ways. I'm just saying.
And when I'm spent, I'm spent. I know my time in this business may be limited, so I'm giving it all I've got. I'll modify along the way if I have to.
Into the other turnbuckle he goes, a stake. Oh, vicious forearms. Jesus, what a forearm! What does that feel like? Have you ever faced this guy? I think I've asked you this before. We've
always been in the wrong place at the wrong time to face each other.
Never crossed paths in Japan or anything like that.
No, my time in Japan was brief and only on N.E.W. sort of business.
That's a real shame. I mean, that could have been a saying that. Hey, he's back. It could happen. You're still active. He's clearly still active because he's kicking the tar out of Jimmy Falcon right now. That was, my God, what a forearm smash that was, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Falcon trying to get back up and then
Falcon seeing stars. The quick kick to the head might have just been enough. What are we on here?
The count of 7 now.
Count of 8. The referee Shatope. One away.
Bad for Jimmy Falcon.
I think it is. It's over.
Word.
Snake owns Jimmy Falcon's contract. It's official. Like it or not, Jimmy Falcon, you belong to Magnum Opus. My word, what a match. What a match.
What an interesting development. Probably not the result that people were looking for here, but Snake now owns Jimmy Falcon's contract.
Wow. What does this mean for Jimmy Falcon's career?
What does it mean for Magnum Opus?
What does it mean for this guy's pull? The questions continue to mount over Magnum Opus's influence on the N.E.W, but there can be no question that this guy is back in a big way. That was laser focused Snake at his very best. What a night and what a victory. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Good night.